This book is generally on. Okay. But 461, right?
Hmm.
Can everybody see?
Mataji, you're sharing the screen?
No,
it's not sharing it.
We are not able to see you, Mataji. See the map.
1 minute, 1 minute. I am sharing it, but just let me know if you can see it.
No,
it is not getting shared.
visible.
It is asking share content, screen, window, tab. When I'm checking on that, choose what you want
Window.
to share. But
No,
it
no.
is giving.
Select the window. You can either choose window or tab. If you are choosing the tab, this thing, the tab, then you will have to select that particular thing in the list.
No, but it is not allowing me to share it somehow.
Window screen, Mataji, not tab. Window and screen.
No, it is giving me only one option. That share content, screen, comma, window or tab. Choose what you want to share. It is only one tab.
Are you on browser, Teams on browser?
Yes.
Okay, then don't worry. I will do the sharing. Okay, let's read. Who wants to read from the beginning now? Yes. Shiva Prabhu will know where exactly he stopped.
Prabhuji, we have to start 461 page number.
Correct, 461 page only I am there, but in this, you have to start from continuing the theme of tapasya, right? Let's read. So, Shiva Prabhu, you only start reading.
Prabhuji, I am going to board the train. I am traveling, Prabhuji, in some time.
Okay. Chitra Mataji.
From where do I start, Prabhu? Which paragraph? Hare Krishna.
You can start from the beginning, continuing with the theme.
Okay. Continue, Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Continuing with the theme of tapasya from previous night's program, Prabhupada had Bhavananda read aloud the first two verses and purports of Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 5, Lord Rishabdev's teaching to his sons. Lord Rishabdev told his sons, "My dear boys, of all the living entities who have accepted material bodies in this world, one who has been awarded this human form should not work hard day and night simply for sense gratification, which is available even for dogs and hogs that eat stool. One should engage in penance and austerity to attain the divine position of devotional service. By such activity, one's heart is purified, and when one attains his position, he attains eternal blissful life, which is transcendental to material happiness and which continues forever."
So one point here, Mataji, please hold on one point. If you see the end of the page 460, that is, I'm just sharing the screen in the previous page. This point you should note. Every evening at the Pandal, a prominent guest would give a short introductory talk. And third night, the chief guest was Justice J.M. Gandhi of the Bombay High Court. So somehow the movement by this time has become so you all know how It has become so famous because of all the, not only in Mumbai, but also in all around the world. This is happening around 1976, 77, right? 77 April. It's probably the last time that Prabhupada was in Mumbai and before moving to Vrindavan. So you see how many prominent personalities had come on each of these days, and Prabhupada is preaching in he is making them also to speak, giving introductory speech, but he's also preaching to them also, and in their presence, he was preaching to the to the entire audience, right?
Yeah, yes,
So
Prabhu.
this thing is happening in that context. This Prabhupada is speaking about Lord Rishabhdeva's teachings here, right? So it's
Yeah.
very interesting how context-based Prabhupada is doing this, because see, judge is supposed to be example, right? And he should teach others also. And he chose the topic very perfectly. And he's talking about how Rishabhdeva was teaching to his sons, right? So we
Correct.
have to be examples ourselves before we do the teaching. So that's a subtle message there. Yes, Mataji, please continue now.
One can attain the path of liberation from the material bondage only by rendering service to highly advanced spiritual personalities. For those who are not interested in such activities, who associate with people fond of women and sex, the path to hell is wide open. The Mahatmas are equipoised. They do not see any difference between one living entity and another. They are very peaceful and are fully engaged in devotional service. They are devoid of anger and they work for the benefit of everyone. They do not behave in any abominable way. Such people are known as Mahatmas. Prabhupada spoke briefly and then took questions. If God is everywhere, a man asked, why is his presence not felt by everybody? Everybody is not
These
intelligent.
questions, these questions are very interesting and inquisitive, you know. So,
yes, everybody is not intelligent. Prabhupada
sorry,
replied.
You're reading from the book. Prabhu, can you bring the screen little down?
Oh, I am reading from the book. Sorry, I'm keeping both in with. Sorry,
I am reading from my screen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody is not intelligent. Prabhupada replied, mostly they are rascals. Manushyanam sahasreshu. This is the statement by God that out of millions of persons, one tries to become perfect. And out of many millions of perfect persons, one can understand God. So understanding God is not so easy. But if we want to understand God, God will help us. That is the point. I don't think
So
God is.
now you see very interesting how bold Prabhupada is. Mostly they are rascals. He's telling to this person and he was asking the question. You should be really, really fully realize that you are not this body. Only then you can speak like this. So continue, Matsu, please.
I don't think God is opposed to sex. The next man said, I have heard many lectures and it always stresses as if God is opposed to sex. But I don't think that's so. God is never opposed to sex. Prabhupada responded. Who said? God said, Dharma viruddho bhuteshu karmo smi. Kamosmi. Sex which is not against the regulatory principle of religious life that I am. God never says, stop sex. Otherwise, why is there grihastha ashram? Ashrama means that there is Krishna consciousness. So make it ashram and follow the rules and regulation of ashram. Then it is all right. Otherwise, you are bound up by the laws of nature. The man then referred to Prabhupada's purport that Bhavananda had read. One of your principal statements was that a man goes on the local train, stands there for 2 hours, reaches his place of business and works there from 9 o'clock in the morning to 5 o'clock in the evening, returns back, has his food and sex, and that's all. I've found many people who have worked very hard, raised children very nicely, and have sex but led a good life. I don't think there is anything wrong in that. Yes, if there is no wrong, Prabhupada said, it is all right. But this sort of life is not for very palatable. Because I find even the dogs, if you like that life, Prabhupada interrupted, then that is up
But
to
it's
you.
because I find even the dog is that man is telling.
Yes, yes. If you like that life, Prabhupada interrupted, then that is up to you. But I don't think this is a very nice way of life, to work so hard, simply for bread. No, I agree that. Then agree that. Then agreed. Agreed. Then why disagree? That's that's all right. No more. And Tamal Krishna called on others. Who would agree that God is just
Would
a
you? Would
concept?
you?
Sorry, would you agree that God is just a concept? One man asked. If you do not, please give a logical reason for that. Why shall I agree that God is only a concept? Prabhupada asked. Because I want it logically. You do not know logic. You have to learn logic. But I still would like to explain you to explain it logically. Yes, but you have to learn how to know it. That is master. That there is a
There is
master.
master.
Just like you cannot prove logically that without father there is a child, there cannot be any child without father. Therefore, if anyone thinks that without father there can be a child, he is an animal. He has no logic. But still the question is unanswered. Would you agree that God is such a just a concept? No, no. There must be father. Just like you see that everything is growing out of this earth, Sarva Yonishu Kaunteya
Kaunteyam Sambhavanti
Kamavanti
Murtayaya.
Murtaya. There is mother and there is child. Then where is the father? This is logic. Unless you come to this point that there is mother, there is child, there must be a father. Then there is no logic. Without father, there cannot be a child. Simply, mother cannot give birth to a child. That this is logic. Thank you. Now chant Hare Krishna.
This is Prabhupada, you know. After you
Anybody?
clear all your doubts, the only thing you should do is chant Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
You're convinced, no? No, you chant Hare Krishna. See
Would
how
anybody
nice
like to
Prabhupada is?
continue?
Yes,
Yeah.
Mataji. So I would, anyone else, any other devotees would like to continue, please raise your hand and can continue. See, one thing I wanted to tell you, Prabhu Mataji, is if you really want to preach, na, the best way to train ourselves is to read through these kind of conversations, preaching conversations between Prabhupada and others. There are so many hundreds and hundreds of conversation lectures that are there. Not the Bhagavatam lectures are straight lectures, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam lectures. That is another flavor. But this nobody else had given us this morning work conversation, room conversation. Sometimes Prabhupada will have a mock argument with his disciples. He will pose as the atheist or atheistic scientist, and he will ask the devotees to defeat him, and like that, you know. So this is something which is, if you see, it is so invaluable for us, so very invaluable for us as devotees who, especially because in the Krishna consciousness movement, if you are there, then the one thing that definitely we have to do, apart from chanting and reading, is the preaching, isn't it? In all other sampradayas, you may just go get initiation, come back and do nothing. Nobody is going to bother about you. Nobody will call this thing. Here also you can continue like that, but then you will not feel the real bliss if you don't go out or some kind of a preaching should be there. It need not be only through a class. Like Prabhupada showed us, he had a one-on-one conversation with people, like the advocates and philosophers and scholars and scientists and so on. He used to have debate with people. He used to have group conversations with his disciples and say other devotees. and sometimes with very heated discussion with people like Dr. Patel. You have seen him also in the scene. So this is all Prabhupada is teaching us so beautifully. That's what I just wanted to highlight. Because when you are reading this, how beautifully, when somebody is saying, I want to know logically, please tell how, please tell me God as a concept, please logically show me how I can see God, etc., etc. You see, normally what we will do is, oh, logically, okay, I will go and find some logic, see it here, like this, like that, etc., etc., try to explain. But Prabhupada is very, very simple and straightforward. He said, why should I show you logically? You should be calling. He's very, very clear there, right? He's saying, no, I want logically. I want God is only a concept. I want to know logic. He says, you don't know logic. You want to learn logic. Logic means nyaya. As per our Vedas also, logic is not something that these people have invented newly, this British people or Western people or whatever. Logic has been there right from ancient days, is part of our Shastric discussions. That is why that is called Vada, Prativada, Samvada. There's so many. Vada itself means logical argument. So there's all these things are there already in our Vedic style, Vedic way of understanding. It's complete. It is. Whatever these other people are trying to understand is all they can. At the end of the day, they have to be under the umbrella of this Vedic way of acquiring knowledge. Logical, scientific, analytical, whatever it may be, everything comes under the umbrella of Vedic learning. Pramana, those three things are there, no? Pratyaksha, Pramana, Shabda, and Nyaya. All these are discussed in Bhagavatam, if you see there. But then all these things are still incomplete. Only the Shabda thing is complete. So I just want to bring that point, how these things are so very beautifully laid out. We should thank how many millions and millions of thanks we give also. It's not enough to thank those who have done all the hard work of transcribing. What Maharaj has taken here is all pretty much, you can find them in the conversation transcriptions and so in the Veda-based conversations and discussions and so on. Right? So let's go further. Who wants to take over from here? From Chitra Mataji?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji,
Hare Krishna Mataji?
Can I read, or Raghav Prabhuji wants to read?
No, he might have raised his hand for a question also. Yes, Chanchilpati Prabhu.
No, Prabhuji, I raised hand for reading. No problem. Let Mataji read.
Okay, one of you go and the next one. There after I think next page or someone else can. Or between the two of you. Let Mataji, Kamali Mataji, you go ahead.
Okay, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. Back at Kartikeya Mahadeviya's flat, Prabhupada, Tamal Krishna, and others discussed the previous night's program. It seems like you are giving more stress to science in recent years than previously, Tamal Krishna suggested. That is required for convincing the modernized man, Prabhupada replied.
And this is the time Prabhupada highlighted very much, and you will see in the coming pages how Prabhupada is glorifying Swarup Damodar Maharaj, Bhakti Swarup Damodar Maharaj, very much for his scientific thing. He was he was a PhD student from the West, and he was very much attracted to Prabhupada, and he was a real treasure. And with his help only, Prabhupada started the Bhaktivedanta Institute, BI, that which you all know, that's a famous institute that was commenced. And even now it is running. So here Prabhupada was very much highlighting that we should all do this thing very seriously. Like you'll see people like the other devotees like Sadapata Prabhu and all. They have all contributed so much to the scientific way of approaching the our Shastras and this Krishna conscious philosophy. Okay, so that is the important thing that now Tamal Krishna Maharaj is bringing up here. And Prabhupada, this is the last leg of his Prabhupada's teaching. Like he's in this, we are in almost in April 1977. And after this program is over, Prabhupada will move to Vrindavan for his last days. So this preaching in Prayag and Mumbai will go on for some time. And after that, the final chapter will start. So he has given enough of content in this teaching on Prayag and Bombay. So it's quite a bit to carry on. Let's move on. Yes, Mataji.
Then, after a long pause, he said, the ordinary man's logic that there is no God, I cannot see, that we have defied. There is child, there is mother, there must be father. This is logic, because without father, there cannot be child. Three things are required: mother, father, and child. Child means there must be father and mother. Mother is there, the child is born, but where is the father? We know who is the father, what is his name, what are his activities. That is our advancement. And we do not know means you are not a respectable wise chap. You do not know your father's name. Any respectable man in the court or anywhere, the father's name immediately. Your name? Yes. Your father's name? Is it not? If he does not know his father's name, that means he is not a respectable person. He has no respectable position. Anyone who does not know what is God is just like the child who does not know his father's name.
What an
Father must
amazing what an amazing
analogy.
extension. Can we imagine or conceive any better example than this? Isn't it? How Prabhupada is so beautifully extending this father, mother, and child, right? You
Yes.
should know our father's name. That's what is a legal legally born child's say. And how Prabhupada is extending the same argument into the private personal conversation also with the devotees. Yes, Mataji, please continue.
Yeah, it may be that you have not seen your father, but you cannot deny that with the father you were born. That is no logic. Is that logic? They don't know what the meaning is, what logic is. Tamal Krishna said.
That's the point. People don't know what logic is, and they keep saying, "Please prove us logically. Please prove us logically." Can that work in any way? Please
Orphan,
continue, Mataji.
Prabhupada continued. Orphan. Does it mean he has no father? He does not know who is his father. But we are not orphans. We are
See, this is a
taking care
beautiful
of.
point. See, this is another nice revelation, isn't it? Orphan does
Yes.
not mean he has no father. Orphan means he does not know who is his father.
Mm.
Anatha, Sanatha, the two words Prabhupada will use. Anatha means not that one who has no father, no master. Anatha means one who has not accepted his master. The moment Sanatha means one who has accepted his master. Master is always there. We just have to accept him. Yes, Mother, please continue.
But we are not orphans. We are taken care of by our very rich, very wise father, very able father. We are not forlorn orphans. We have got respectability and we offer our respect to our father. We depend on our father. We are safe. Everyone can become safe. The opportunity is offered. If you don't take, that is your misfortune. We are offering. Every one of you can become safe, safely protected by the Father Krishna. Aham swam sarva papebhyo moksha. Why don't you take advantage? Then Prabhupada said to Harishauri, who was about to leave for Australia, we have got knowledge for understanding the whole philosophy. So try to convince others about this philosophy in Australia, and Krishna will help you more and more. The more you try to convince others about this Krishna consciousness, the more you become enlightened.
Amazing. How nice, huh? How much he is encouraging. Prabhupada is already in ill health. And Harisauri Prabhu is his personal servant for 2 years, little over 2 years, maybe around that much. And you see all the 5 volumes of Transcendental Diary has all come from there, from the Lotus Session. And now Prabhupada is telling Sorry, Prabhu is going to leave for Australia. Because Tamal Krishna Maharaj, Bhakti Charu Maharaj, and few other very close disciples, they will all be taking care of Prabhupada as they go along. So Prabhupada is trying to give different services to different devotees like that. That's really nice. Yes. Yes, continue.
He thought Swarupa Damodara should preach internationally as well. You should make colorful slides and give presentations like this throughout the world, he told him, and suggested that he bring Krishna consciousness to Russia. Russian people like science, he said, but you should be accompanied by a cultural group. He turned to Sudama, the head of the Vaikunta Players performing troupe, and told him, you should go with Sarup Damodara. Team up together. You make the cultural presentation, and he will speak about the science of Krishna consciousness. Russian people are very enthusiastic about Vedic culture. It's a science, so this will be a very good combination.
Actually, at this time, Prabhupada has not gone much to Russia. Only for 2 days or 3 days he has stayed there. And hardly anybody was there. He just went there and maybe did a small little program. He didn't do big programs there. But he had very, very big vision for Russia even those days. And you see now how many thousands and thousands of devotees are coming from Russia, how it has opened up, how many disciples or grand disciples of Prabhupada are there, how many big programs are happening. So many of them are coming for all the yatras and festivals, etc. to India. That's the vision of Prabhupada. That's the impact that Prabhupada had just by simply going for a day to a place, right? How much more it would have been if he had vigorously preached there. Okay. Next one.
Kanchalapati Prabhu, will you please take over, Prabhu?
Yeah, would you want to take over, Prabhu?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, before that, I want to just ask one question, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Please forgive me, I'm not asking a challenging, but just a silly question. Here we read that when Hari Sorry Prabhupada was saying, the more you try to convince others about this Krishna consciousness, the more you become enlightened. And in previous class only, you were discussing that first we should realize, then we should talk. And some point was discussed like this. So I was connecting
in today's morning class, you are talking about the temple class.
Not temple. I have not heard temple class, but in either Narad Muni or in previous class, one point you were saying that we should first realize, then we should speak out. Like some topic was
practice before you preach. Correct.
Practice before
today morning also I mentioned a similar point in the class that you were referring to that. Not worry.
Today morning class I have not heard till now. I will
not worry. The same thing I mentioned in a different context. Yes, Prabhu. Both goes hand in hand, right? See, you cannot speak without realization. You have to speak with realization. You have to understand, you have to realize, and then you have to speak. That will impact the devotees or the audience more deeply. If you are only speaking information like last, I think yesterday's thing we discussed, right?
Narad Muni
information, no transformation. We are absorbing lot of information overload, but it is not getting transformed into our habit, isn't it? Into character, changing the character, and habitual change is not happening. Why? Because we are not having time to sit and meditate on it and assimilate it, digest it, basically, right? So that has to happen first. And then when you speak about Krishna, about this thing to others, then the more you become enlightened. Means, what is that? Podayantaha parasparam, kadayantascha mam nityam, tushyanti cha ramanti cha. You become ramanti.
Yes, Prabhu.
Isn't it? So it's like you are cooking, Prabhu. When you are cooking, you are enjoying that service. So that is your practicing your realization. Then you go and serve it to others. and you see everybody enjoying this thing very nicely. Oh, very tasty prasadam, very tasty prasadam. So the one who is cooking, even if he is not eating, still he will be very much enjoying the others eating the relishing the prasadam, right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
That's what it means to be enlightened. Enlightenment actually does not mean that you are understanding. Enlightenment means you are becoming, you are enjoying. You become joyful upon seeing others sing. When you are speaking to others, also your understanding will be more solidly fixed. That is another point. But still, when somebody is convinced by this logic, then you will get even more joy out of it. That's what it means. So it's not that you will not understand anything, but you go and speak at that point, you understand. No, not like that. You will have to understand, you have to contemplate, you have to get logical thoughts in your mind set, in your heart set, should be set. This is how it happens, etc., etc., and how it is your gratitude for the devotee, sorry, for the message, for Krishna, for the spiritual master, for all the Vishnu will increase because of that conviction, and then you go and speak, and that will enlighten you even more. Enlighten you means it will make you more enthused, more joyful, more inspired. That's what it means. Does that help, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Nice question, Prabhu. Thank you. Okay, so would you like to read, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji. May I start, Prabhuji? Prabhupada also said, from here I have to read, na?
Yes.
Prabhupada
So here,
also said,
before you start, Prabhu, see, I wanted to highlight this point here again. Return to Sudama. He is basically, again, Sudama Prabhu is, I think, he's the head of the troupe which is doing the drama skit and everything. So he is giving such a nice combination here, idea here, that simply scientific presentation alone may be a bit boring for common people. But the beauty of Swarup Damodar Prabhu, sorry, Swarup Damodar Maharaj, Bhakti Swarup Damodar Maharaj, not Swarup, Bhakti Swarup Damodar Maharaj, is that he would simplify even the most complex scientific concepts and logic into a very simple, very easily understandable way. But then that can be to a certain extent. But what Prabhupada is highlighting here is a very beautiful concept here. He's saying, he is giving engagement for the other Sudama Prabhu and his troupe also. That you please go and do some drama, nice engagement. Like these days, you see the Festival of India functions, or there are other, what do you call, events that are happening, Amaglila Prabhu or others, they do the youth program, and then they do all different kinds of things. Where they come and speak for some time, they do some drama skit, then they take some question answers, etc. Right? These are all nice different ways of uh, imbibing or pushing Krishna consciousness into the hearts of the new generation, next generation. So this is a nice idea that Prabhupada is giving to both of them to team up and do the service nicely. And this is also will inspire each other, when you do work as a group. If I'm alone doing it, then there won't be much fun in it. I have fun in the sense I will probably not. I would think that others are also having some special qualification. I should take their help also. I think that I don't need anybody's help. I will just do it myself. That is also ahankar, right? That will also destroy our service, the essence, the fine fabric of our service. Yes, Prabhu, please continue.
Prabhupada also said that when the auditorium at Hare Krishna land was ready, it had been designed by the premier theatre designer in Bombay. He wanted the troupe to perform there as well. Prabhupada was very much appreciated Swarup Damodar's scientific presentation of Krishna consciousness. And the next night of the Pandal, he asked him to give the talk and then spoke afterward, but only briefly. Ladies and gentlemen, Prabhupada began. The very learned, erudite, scholarly speaking by our Dr. Swarup Damodar Singh must have created some impression in your mind, I'm sure. this Krishna consciousness movement is full of scientific knowledge. Jnanam te aham sa vijnanam pravakshyami anusuyave. Krishna said to Arjuna, Anusuye. Krishna said to Arjuna that I am speaking to you knowledge, jnanam sa vijnanam, with scientific understanding. So why are you speaking to me? Jnanam te aham sa vijnanam pravakshyami anusuye. Because you are not envious, that is your qualification. You are a very submissive student. Therefore, I will give you. So the dictation is coming from Krishna, as Dr. Swarup Damodar said.
See how
Last-
nicely Prabhupada is glorifying his disciple now. This is the hallmark of a spiritual master. He always, just like a father, likes to see his children gain more qualification than himself. Become so proud, transcendently proud to see his son or daughter becoming more appreciated than himself, gaining more accolades. Prabhupada himself is bringing forth. This actually reminds of my Guru Maharaj, son Mahavishnu Maharaj, that how much he wanted his disciples to also go around and do the preaching service and other services. And I remember he was invited for some programs in Mumbai, and he would tell the devotees that I won't be able to come this time, but I will I will send one of my disciples. Please, you can have that you can have him speak and do the services like that. So when they showed a kind of little bit reluctance, Maharaj was very upset. He wouldn't tell them, but he was very much upset. Later he would talk, saying that they don't appreciate the value of Bhagavatam. So don't worry, Krishna will have something for you always. So I've seen Maharaj doing that with many of us. And that I'm kind of reminded of when I see Prabhupada how he wants it. He himself is in ill health, but he is pushing so hard to bring Maharaj, Bhakti Swarup Damodar Maharaj to the front and make him present and let people appreciate it. And the very interesting thing about Prabhupada bringing the scientific thing here is a very intriguing thing, because this is the time 75 is about what? Close to 77 is about close to 30 years since independence, Indian independence, right? And the world is also changing quite rapidly, because if you remember those days, Russia and America, they were having cold wars, if you remember. The First World War and Second World War somehow got over, and the whole world is slowly limping out of it, coming to normalcy and all that. And but still, this fight for supremacy was always there. So Russia, that time USSR it was, USA and USSR used to be the major competitors, and they were that time it was communist, right? This our Russia actually, and you will see how America and Russia were really fighting, and they can't fight openly, so they will support one of the other smaller countries. They will weaponize them, and they will make them fight with their enemies. Enemy will the enemy of the smaller country, he will be supported by America. So one country will be supported by America. They both will continue fighting with the arms. That's how the Cold War was happening. And those days, if you remember, it was also the time when this moon landing and the satellite launching and all these scientific things were also at its peak. They were. You are able to hear me, right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes.
This was all happening, and you can see how Prabhupada ISKCON is while it is is gaining attention and visibility and all that, but still it's not as powerful as to fight with some countries and things like that, or the scientific community for that matter, because everybody was crazy. Oh, moon landing, rocket launching, rocket like that. They were really believing that whatever is happening and shown in the TV is all truth, and they were questioning the authenticity of our Asian scriptures and so on. So this is how India was at that time, and also the world was also growing. The industrial revolution was there, and all these what do you call new inventions were all happening, TVs and computers and all those kind of stuffs. Communication medium were all growing. So during that time, for Prabhupada to challenge the scientists and the scientific inventions and that is a concept behind all that thing, people running behind that, it's really a brave act if you actually think over it, isn't it?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Now the AI, for example, now the AI thing is growing like anything. If somebody is actually fighting, questioning the authentic, the not the authenticity, I mean the legal, what's the word, or the do we really need? Is there any need for this AI? How this is going to destroy the world? If somebody is going to come up with that kind of anti campaign, do you think his voice will survive? It will be heard. People will somehow or other suppress that voice, isn't it? They are bringing 5G after 5G, 6G, 7G, 8G, and all that. That will destroy all the living entities, birds and reptiles, and all that. They will all be destroyed by the radiation and so on. It will actually harm our human civilization only. If somewhere, some corner of the world, some voice is raised, they will just squeeze their throat and close it or suppress their voice. And this kind of an environment, if you see, Prabhupada is actually bringing these scientific things very heavily here. He was in his last days, he was very much talking about these two things. One is that Varnashrama Dharma, and another is the science, Bhaktivedanta Institute. That's scientifically approaching these people. He was very much, with all his energy, he was supporting these services. So that we have to remember while this whole thing is going on. Let's continue.
Last night he concluded, we were speaking of the Bhagavad Slok that this life should not be spoiled like hawks and dogs. We must learn how to love Krishna with love and affection and take instruction from him to make our life successful. Then he left without taking any questions. The next evening, Prabhupada did not speak at all, but he listened to two leading cardiologists, Dr. Kṛṣṇa Dāsa and Dr. S.N. Sharma. Each spoke briefly in appreciation of Krishna consciousness. Dr. Date was a pioneer of cardiology in India and had received the Padma Bhushan Award, India's third highest civilian honor. He said that heart disease could be eliminated by controlling anxiety and then praised Prabhupada and his movement. And after the doctor's talk, Swarup Damodar gave another scientific presentation with slides. The following day at Kartikeya Mahadevya's flat, Prabhupada spoke about the importance of scientific preaching. I want that the intelligent men should come and learn this science, he told us. That is wanted. Yad yad acharti shreshta tat tat evetro jana sa yat pramanam kurute lokas tat anuvartate. These people bring important men, important students. Take this opportunity. Give them a nice place so that they may not be uncomfortable. Give them good food. We have a lot of facility, I offered. Then there should not be any scarcity for their comfort. People are trained up to the modern comforts. Therefore, I am building such big institutions. Otherwise, Radha Damodar temple is sufficient for me. It is, it is,
You see how Prabhupada is still remembering that only.
oh,
He's still, the heart is there. He's so simple. I'm just to be in Vrindavan. I don't want anything. But arrange nice facilities for these people. Huh? What an amazing character he is. Yes.
it is not for me that I want these big, big buildings. I am accustomed to live anywhere. But those who are educated, scientists, they are accustomed, Europeans, Americans, they must be given proper place. That was my Guru Maharaj's policy. Not that all of a sudden they should now live on the floor. No, that is not possible. Then they will be disturbed. Give them nice place, nice food, nice instruction. You are all intelligent boys. Do it immediately. Construct another building. That colony should be for first class Krishna conscious people to preach. Prabhupada,
Prabhupada is saying now the building, this building itself is not over. He's giving service for the next building. Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhupada told Swarup Damodar, on the whole, I very much appreciated your presentation. I thank you very much. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada, he replied. Yesterday there was sufficient crowd, Prabhupada said, returning to the Pandal program. There was nice crowd, all respectable men also. Sridhar said, tonight will be bigger. Sunday is always the biggest. Gargmani added. I find that Bombay people are a little bit more open-minded, Swarup Damodar said. Oh yes, Prabhupada agreed. Bombay is the best city in India, undoubtedly, from the very beginning, and the richest city. 63% of the government revenue is collected from Bombay. Bombay is so rich. 63% from Bombay and 37% from rest of India. That is the position. And religiously minded.
You see how Prabhupada was so calculated in his approach. Right from day one, he was focusing on Bombay. Right from his ticket he got from Bombay, and then he was trying all left, right, and center, many different things he was trying there. And then he went to Kolkata to catch the ship. But still, he was always having his thinking over the Bombay. And that is one of his main success, actually, main reason for success, because he captured the primary cities like Bombay, Delhi, Calcutta, and all. Chennai was not so much in the forefront during Prabhupada's time. After Prabhupada left, it picked up. But we did visit a few times, and then there were some programs and teaching things that have happened, but not a solid thing for a temple until after Prabhupada's departure. But definitely Bombay, Prabhupada put all his heart and soul in there, whether it is Pandal program, life membership, Yuhu Mandir, meeting all the celebrities and scholars and etc., arranging all kinds of things there. He saw that, if you see one thing very interesting commonality, in US also, the first thing he did was he went to New York. He started his preaching in the New York, right? Though he landed in Boston, his main preaching started. His first and foremost preaching started in New York, which is the capital city of entire America, right? It's or they call it as financial uh, uh,
Hub.
what
Hub.
financial hub or
Financial
whatever
hub.
you call it, right? Leading city. So whatever they do in New York, that northeast state, that will be followed in the other place, right? Um, Same way in India also, Prabhupada focused a lot on Mumbai, Bombay. Though he built temples in Vrindavan, Mayapur, but he is very much focused on Bombay because he knows that once things develop in Bombay like city, then all other cities and towns and other places they will capture, because from everywhere people are coming to Bombay. For even the villagers and other town people those days will come to Bombay for anything, to maybe just to have a sightseeing. These days people go out of country, but those days for most people, those who are surrounding Delhi, for them coming to Delhi is like the vacation thing. for those who are outside, within India, but outside of Bombay, for them coming to Bombay is like a big thing, big achievement for them, right? So Prabhupada knew all these things, how people are attracted. So when they come there, naturally they will hear some kirtan, get some prasad. Even now, if you go every single day in the morning or evening, they will do Harinam in the beach, Juhu beach. They will go for an hour, go to do preach, be in the this thing in the beach, Harinam Sankirtan in the beach, and come back. And almost always, invariably, they will have somebody talking to them, some business people, somebody who's come. They'll give them some books and other things, and then invite them to come to the temple. So this is how Prabhupada is really very smart in knowing what to do to get like you capture the main fort, then other places will automatically follow. They will ape it. So okay, so what we'll do, it's almost 9. We will have to. I was thinking of going a few more pages. Very interesting section is coming. This is all. So let's read it. This conversation up to we are in page 466.
We
Okay,
are at
halfway into
466.
the page 467. This conversation ends, and we will stop with that. Okay, so let's continue further.
Okay. Yes, Swarup Damodar said, I find that almost everybody appreciates Srila Prabhupada so much, especially in Bombay. Anybody who knows about Srila Prabhupada, they highly appreciate him, especially these scholars. The discussion turned to the reception of Prabhupada's book in America and how our preaching was strengthened by the devotees. Expertise in so many fields. Art also, he said. Art, literature, science, philosophy, religion, everything. Strong background. With such a foundation of knowledge, he assured us, with Swarup Damodar's scientific background, there was no need to fear. Once this scientific basis is established, then everybody will be finished, Hariswari predicted. It is very easy, Prabhupada said. There is a superior element, life. On account of that superior element, the inferior element has got meaning. Otherwise, it has no meaning. No one serves a dead body, Hariswari added. Push it in the ground and let it rot. That superior element you cannot manufacture by combination of these inferior chemicals, Prabhupada stated. It is actually such a clear and simple thing, Hariswari said. But they become so complicated that they can't understand. They have made it complicated, insufficient knowledge. They have been misguided, that's all. Swarup Damodar said. Misguided, yes, rascal leaders. Andha yatha andher upniyamana. The blind leading the blind. We also would have been misguided in this area if we hadn't met Srila Prabhupada, Swarup Damodar said, addressing the devotees. I never agreed to be misguided by these rascals, Prabhupada said. Perhaps I am the first man who protested against these unauthorized scientists. Oh yes, Swarup Damodar replied very strongly. Everybody is afraid except Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada chuckled. Frankly speaking, I never knew that the problem was this serious before I met Srila Prabhupada. I never thought about this. Therefore, I took it so seriously, Prabhupada said. Every morning walk, I was asking, where is the scientist? I thought, here I have got an opportunity to impress that will fructify. That was my aim. Therefore, I was bothering you in so many ways. It is your wonderful mercy, Srila Prabhupada. Because I cannot use the technical words and he can do that, Prabhupada said, referring to Swarup Damodar. So he should be trained up.
So Swarup Damodar Maharaj, Maharaj was a bit later. He came a bit later. He was not right from the early days, so he got attracted to the devotees in his, near his university where he was doing his studies. So that's how he brought in. He was brought in. Now, if you see, he has his samadhis in Radhakund, I think it's Samadhi temple. I think it's in Radhakund. Beautiful temple is there. So very nice, really. So amazing things have been done. I used to read his books very eagerly during my college days and early days after college. That's when I came to Krishna consciousness. And for me, these books by Sadaputta Prabhu, what is that? Todar Malsingha. What is his name? Uh, T. Singh something. I have to say, take his book. I have those books. I used to very proudly share it with my friends who are also scientifically inclined. One sec.
Prabhuji, you are not audible.
No, I'm trying to see that book.
TD Singh. TD Singh, Prabhu.
TD Singh. What is the
TD
expansion of TD? That's what I used to see that.
His pictures are there in
It's here.
Vrindavan Radhakund temple.
I have them. TD Taudam Damodar Singh. So what is matter and what is life? These are all books which I got in 96, 95, 96. I got these books. Now I still have it. Almost 30 years. Such a nice book, by Taudam Damodar Singh, PhD, Swarup Damodar Das Brahmachari. That time he was still Brahmachari. And Richard L. Thompson, PhD, Sadaputta Prabhu. Both of them are passed away. If they were here, we are all like, we don't have to worry at all. So amazing nectar we have. These books I used to really, it has all become really old, but then still I can read them. Just put so many formulas and this and that, you can't even understand a bit of it, molecular science and all that. But these are amazing thing how it's a revelation really, and you see for a change, just don't worry about the details part of it, but just look at how Krishna has completed this whole Leela with Prabhupada for a full circle in that 11, 12 years. He went with Prabhupada and the Rath Yatra happened from nowhere. The temples came up from nowhere. These devotees came from nowhere. Then people came to support him, and this Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, the writing that came from the Lakshmi Father that came from nowhere. World Tour came from nowhere. And then these kind of people from different ways of life, and Prabhupada is engaging each one of them in their own way. Like say someone like Yamuna Mataji and Gurudas Prabhu, he combined them with George Harrison, go and do the musically just give kirtans. And even till date, the Govinda Madhipurusha, which you are seeing every day all over the world in the temples, it's from that record with George Harrison. And that is one side. And another side, you see administration and other things, he is bringing them. And those people who want to write, he is encouraging them to write. Those people who are scientific side, he encourages them to do this. Those who want to teach, he encourages them to teach. There is no dearth of, see, that is the beautiful quality of Prabhupada as a leader and acharya. Everybody's quality, he engaged them. Come on, you engage. You continue. You continue serving Krishna through your qualification, whatever you have, talent, and that way you will also realize, and you will help others also realize. And the more you realize it, the more our on reverence for Prabhupada increases in leaps and bounds. And this book has in my cupboard for so long. I've not even opened it, but today with the name that was referred, I just went to open it, and I could see how they had printed this book as part of Bhaktivedanta Institute. Its initial books, amazing, really. So, any questions, comments before we wind up? We'll stop
Prabhuji,
we'll stop at this page number 467 middle. The thing scene changes to a different thing. Very interesting section there. Anything from anybody?
Prabhuji, one thing just now, just as you are taking that from nowhere, Rath Yatra came from nowhere. I was just thinking that Prabhupada was having no money, no technology, no support, but still he was able to expand it so nicely. Not comparing, but just present situation, we are having such a nice technological support. We are preparing such a nice, wonderful slide, wonderful presentation, sound system, everything is very nice, AC room, everything is there. But still the preaching is not that penetrative or not that transforming, or to be more clear, I say that even if I put myself on that position, I am not that much convinced. What is the difference? How can you explain it, Prabhuji?
If same question was asked to Prabhupada, then Prabhupada simply said, it's just that I am sincere and you are not. Like that he was telling to his disciples who asked that question. But Prabhu, what I see now, Prabhu, is that that things have become, this is called familiarity breeds contempt is there, no? So everything is available in a platter now for us, Prabhu.
Hmm.
When we really struggle hard, and when we really struggle hard and get something, um, it is, you know, you will really, we will value it. But when
Yeah.
you see now from our generation to the next generation itself, how much do they value the importance of money, for example? Forget about these other things for now. Our
Yeah.
doctor, health, these things, you know. And if we used to get food, that itself is a big thing for us. Now the children, they have the choice of, you know, I want pizza, I want lasagna, I want this, I want that. So many different things they are demanding. Why? Because things have become more easily available and more easily comfortable. It's much more comfortable. We are more like enjoying the cool shade of the other person's hard work, isn't it? So that's how we can see that next generation doing with us the same way we are doing it to Prabhupada's legacy. It's not that what we are doing is wrong, but we are trying. There are many who are trying, but two things which I can see as harming or not harming, I would say, that is a major difference between Prabhupada's time and our time, is because things are more easily available. We are not doing enough austerities. Yes, we are doing austerity of getting up in the morning for Mangalati, chanting and going around work and everything. But beyond that, there was a lot more austerities that were done by the devotees during those times, which made them really squeeze Prabhupada's the nectar from or the causeless mercy of Prabhupada so much. All of them did really work honestly for the sake of Prabhupada, to please Prabhupada. Like Devi Shakti Mataji was telling that in that lecture on 31st March, that we thought Prabhupada will come in 13 days, but we got a telegram that he's going to come in 13 hours. And within just that 13 hours, they did 13 days work. And he said the kind of cooperation that was there at that time, you can't see that in all the three worlds, anytime, anywhere, like that. What an amazing way to say that. So that when Prabhupada came and saw, they're just beaming, smile, all their hard work, they just dissipated. They just feel very happy. They're just happy that Prabhupada is pleased. That's the only aim they had. Now we have many other material things have crept in. And the second thing that I was telling, first thing is this, a bit of uh, uh, comfort zone, being more in the familiarity area, familiarity breeds contempt, like, and then being more in the comfort zone instead of trying to venture something new for the sake of pleasing Krishna and Guru. Instead of that, being more in the comfort zone thing is happening. We're not going to the heart to uh, cleanse those anarthas like this laziness, uh, callousness, comfort zone thing, and all those things. And the second thing is, Prabhu, inherently we have this fruitive mentality, Prabhu. inherently that fruitive mentality has started crept in. It has completely, it is not very good, but then it has crept in, unfortunately. When I say fruitive mentality, we go with an attitude that, okay, I have to do this much, this with that, with the target only we go. Already set the target before even we start the work. We are not dependent on Krishna for the results. You understand that?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Point. So anytime when I go, I look at, okay, I should get this many people, I should do this much, and then the subsequent name, fame, accolades, everything, all those things are already mentally running in my mind before even I start the work. That's a very dangerous thing. Prabhupada and his disciples at those days, who were there doing that, especially those days, they were never into that. They just wanted to just go ahead and do it. That's all. And when something happens, some miraculous thing that happens, they pass it on to us, as Prabhupada's mercy, Prabhupada's miracle. They didn't take anything for themselves. They had experienced that. But now, how much are we connected to our spiritual masters like that? How much are we willing to give up that fruitive mentality, fruitive activity mentality? You know, that those are the things that two main things. There are maybe there are few other things, but in short, if I have to tell, everything boils down to these two things. Because of that fruitive mentality, our tendency to be grateful decreases drastically. Prabhupada never had this fruitive mentality. That's why he was able to be that much more grateful and respectful to his spiritual master and all the acharyas, previous acharyas. But for us, how much are we thankful and grateful to our previous acharyas, our spiritual master Prabhupada on a daily basis from the bottom of our heart? Earnest gratitude, I'm saying. We are grateful. We are thanking Prabhupada for those brief moments here and there, but then that constantly, uh, being there, constantly keeping that consciousness is very difficult. It's not that we don't want to, but it's just that it's very difficult. The environment is also not very supportive. It's okay, just be a good devotee. Don't worry about too much. Don't try to do things too fast. Those kind of mental Maya tricks will keep occurring. Is it
Thank you,
Prabhu?
Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
So I'm just reflecting on myself, Prabhu. I'm not seeing anything else, but I myself feel that this comfort zone thing is hurting me very much. And this fruitive mentality, fruitive active, fruitive, uh, doing services with a fruitive mood, fruitive mentality.
But
That
Prabhuji,
is
I would
really
like to
affecting.
share one thing. I would like to share one thing, Prabhuji. In
Mm.
today's class, we read, the more you try to convince other about this Krishna consciousness, the more you become enlightened. This I was relating with you, as you are trying to convey this Bhagavatam message through this Bhagavad Vichar group, and so many of like me, joker like me, have got connected with you somehow, Krishna willing. And because of you, we are also, as you said, ना, when someone कोई प्रसाद बनाता है, अब बहुत मेहनत से बनाता है और दूसरे को खिलाता है, खाने के बाद जब लोग खुश होते हैं तो बनाने वाला खुश हो जाता है. तो आपके साथ हम भी भागवतम पढ़ के हमको भी अच्छा लगता है, एंड आपको तो अच्छा लगता ही, ये फील होता है हमें.
प्रभु जी, ज्यादा ऐसा नहीं है प्रशंसा नहीं करने का, लेकिन मैं इसे बोल रहा हूँ कि आप जैसे भाव रसिका भक्ता सर देर, तो आप सबके साथ भागवतम या प्रभुपाद जी के गुणगान पढ़ने से मुझे भी प्रेरणा ज्यादा मिलता है. दैट इज मोर इम्पोर्टेंट. आई लाइक दैट. दैट्स अ वेरी इम्पोर्टेंट थिंग.
Yes, Prabhuji, Chanchalpati Prabhu really, after every class, he will share the important points. So I
can't
he's
thank.
So involved really in everything. We are so thankful
I
to
can't
him
thank
also.
all of you enough. And even I wanted to thank, I was going to write back to Mega Mataji also, who recently joined and has been writing notes last couple of times. I really marvel one thing about her, the special thing that she does is that she adds her nice realizations also in it. And I really enjoy reading that. Because some of the points I saw how she told about this Rukmani thing, and also a couple of nice points that she mentioned. Uh, that is so sweet, really. And that is what is very important. Even when my Guru Maharaj would ask us to write things, he said, no, don't just do my own thing, do just a ditto thing, verbatim. Add your realizations also. That will make it even more tasty. And thank you so much, Mataji, for that service. Really, and like that, each one of you have nice realizations, your own flavor you are bringing it in. Kanchalpati Prabhu, you are such an amazing stalwart, both in notes, not only notes, but also in trying to bring people together and seva and nice thing. And then you have Meenakshi Mataji, who is a amazing notes taker. And each one have their own nice little thing to bring up. And we enjoy Kamalni Mataji, and Suresh Prabhu is not there these days. He's busy with service, but Gaurav Prabhu was also missing today. So we have some really nice regular participants who add so much value to it. They are all the real gems. So I really appreciate all your nice seva, and thank you so much. Krishna Willing will continue. In fact, while reading through this our Juhu story, this particular few pages, I was thinking of going another 10 pages, reading another 10 pages, but then you know how Krishna plans his own way, right? So we couldn't cross about 5 pages only today. So at that time, I was just thinking that I think we should try to read every day 10 pages at least, even if it is half an hour, 40 minutes. This 8 to 9 thing, if whoever joins, you can join. Others can maybe hear later the recordings or whatever. I was just thinking like that. That way we can complete it much faster and move on to other books also. Anyway, right now, I don't know how it is implementable, but we will see. If not every day, maybe 2 days once or 3 days once, like that. Krishna willing, we will connect again. And I will let you know before the next this thing starts. Thank you, Mega Mataji. Nice for the nice note. Kanchalpati Prabhu is a big motivator. Thank you for that. Okay, so we'll stop here. And
he is there in class.
Today's class. Hari Prabhu?
She is there in class, today's class.
Yeah, I know. That's why I saw her and I was telling.
Yes, Prabhu.
I saw her in the